Hi guys, welcome. My name is Claire Venus. I am an engagement consultant and mentor, and I'm delighted that you've chosen to spend a little bit of time with me. I've made this video, or I will make it right here and now, because there are repeat questions that I get asked about setting up on Substack, and there are a lot of blocks, I think, for folks when they're first coming to the platform around how to set up correctly, the things that you should do or can do when you're setting up. And I wanted to just make it really, really easy for you guys to set your publication up properly, understand what your writer profile is in combination with your publication, and set your Substack up so it'll be really easy for people to press that subscribe button. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. If you're new to knowing my work, I have a background in festivals and events, and before I started working on Substack and online, I was running beautiful arts development projects in communities in the northeast of England. In the pandemic, I decided I wanted to diversify my income, and part of that was coming to the online space and working out if there was a space for creatives who like to write, and I found Substack in 2022. So I've been building my Substack spaces since 2022. I started with a personal blog type space, which was very much memoir writing and a place to write long form. In the kind of the first 8 months of using that space, I decided to move my MailChimp newsletter to be sent primarily from Substack. So rather than email people a Substack newsletter or a blog and then also a MailChimp newsletter, I combined the whole thing. So I moved 350 subscribers into Substack in October 2022, and then have been growing my spaces since. So this is my Substack education space, Sparkle on Substack. And it's really a hub for members and people who want to grow joyfully and sustainably on Substack. Over at Creatively Conscious, that is still my beautiful blog type space where I make space for myself as a creative who wants to write more on wholehearted living, business development, and really kind of leaning into that craft of memoir writing. I'm really excited about spending more time honing my craft. And so I use this space, write to, I think, 3,200 people here, and share some of those words and some of those pieces that I ordinarily wouldn't have anywhere for them to land. So that's what this space is. And then, like I said, Sparkle on Substack is my Substack education space. So here in my dashboard, I can toggle between the two spaces. I've got a few archive spaces. This was one that I ran over the summer, which was a summit that all took place on Substack. So I keep these on because they're useful to reference, but that's why there are so many here. I would really, really recommend only having one Substack. If you have anywhere over, I don't know, maybe like 2,500 subscribers, you could maybe think about niching out and niching down, but you don't need to. The difference between Substack and other spaces online is that you can be wholeheartedly yourself. So yes, I have two different spaces, but if I wasn't teaching Substack, that membership space would exist somewhere else on another membership portal, like Teachable, Kajabi, Podia, those sorts of places. It just makes sense to have it on Substack. So here on Creatively Conscious, you'll see that I have a color palette set up for this publication. And I've thought quite carefully about that. I've got a course called Your Beautiful Substack Magazine, which you guys can purchase if you'd like to, if you're not in my Diamond membership, where it's included. And with that, you can understand the layout and the storytelling, the branding that goes into creating a Substack website. Essentially, that's what it is. So we get a URL. You can also have your own URL, a domain name that you've bought that you can point your Substack to. So that's all possible. And so when people land on your Substack homepage, this is where they get to, and you can display this in a myriad of different ways. So as we scroll down, you'll see there are various different posts on various different themes, topics, and there's a whole load of organization that goes into this with sections and tags. None of that you need to know when you're just setting up your Substack, but I'm just giving you that overview. So this is probably my most simplistic space, and I'm going to talk you through how I use this one and how I set this one up today, because I think that'll be the most useful and relevant to you. So, in terms of the About page, that is definitely the place to start. There are a couple of workshops that you can take if you're in the membership that really go into what to put in your About page. But think about it as a page that is for your readers and about you as well. So, it's a combination of the two things. You want to be adding in social proof, you want to be demonstrating what somebody is going to get by subscribing to this space. So I have some images in here and some explanation around what's free and what's paywalled. You can go ahead and have a look at that. That is open to everybody. There's loads of different ways that you can approach the About page, but I think just holding in your mind, it's for your readers and it's also about you. It's not a CV, it's just that blend, that beautiful blend of the personal and the professional of about you and what people will find within your Substack publication. If you're still growing into what Substack can be for you, don't worry about it too much, but change the holding text that Substack leave there. Make sure that you change it and put something that is personal to you. So whether that's a nice set of photos and a couple of lines, it doesn't have to be long. You can grow into it, but definitely edit that as the first thing to do. When you've set up your writer profile, so this is me over here, and this is actually, it's confusing for you guys, but this is where I've put the logo. So I decided to use a photo of me in our camper van looking out to sea as my in the logo space. But when you head over here, you will set up your writer profile. So when you've done this, and you might have already done this, so if you've arrived as a reader to Substack and you've clicked through, it might have already set this up for you. You'll be invited to set up a little profile picture here, and then your publications will exist under your writer profile section here. Now, if you're not seeing them, but you know that you have set up a publication, it's because you need to convert your publication into a Substack website, and you do that within your settings page. So you would do that in dashboard settings. So when you go here, you'll be able to see one of these. And then when you go into settings, there'll be an item that says convert into Substack website. That's what you need to do. And then everything will appear here. If it doesn't appear here, it's because it's not published yet. So the only place you'll see it is in activity. So let's see when I last wrote something. This one. So when I last wrote something, and you'll have this, it'll just pull through when you publish. Oh, I did a lot of notes yesterday. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter, but just so that you guys know, that is your activity on Substack Notes, which is Substack's inbuilt social media, and then your publications as well. And then when you head over to posts, it's going to go through all of the different posts that you've published in there. But you need your publications to show through here for everything to work properly within Substack. So if you want to edit your profile, for my money, you need to be using your name, so your writer name or pseudonym here. So people won't remember it if it's like Daffodil123. Like, you just need to have your name, you need to claim your name, and that needs to be the same as your handle so people can remember it. The bio, again, it's a little bit about you. So it's not about what you write, it's about you and who you are. And then obviously you can write more about what people can expect in your publications in the explainer there. Put in your social links, because why not? Unless you're trying to have a bit of a kind of figuring out secret space and you don't want people to cross over. But I think crossing over can be really super helpful. I've got my books there. I need to put in my Substack book, actually. I'll do that now so you can see how easy it is. How to build a world-class Substack. And then I need to grab the Amazon link, because there we go. Our book is available on pre-order, and my co-author is working very hard on getting that image sorted. There we go. We'll have to just copy that link. Super easy to do. Put that in my bio. Save that. And pop your website in. I mean, Twitter's on there, but I don't use it, and I don't use Facebook. I'm actually going to just take that out because I really don't use Twitter, so I don't need anybody going over there. And then as you scroll down, so you can have the option if you do write two publications to toggle between them. So I have Sparkle on Substack as my primary publication, and I also have Creatively Conscious switched on, and then the others aren't there. And then it goes down into your reads. As you scroll down past your reads, anything that you're reading, there's a lot of them. You can hide your likes or your bestseller badge. That'll come up there if you are a Substack bestseller, just to explain. I mean, they'll probably move it by the time anybody's watching this video because they do that. But at the moment, that's where you find all that good stuff. So we're going to say done. And then if you go into your writer profile settings, so that one was edit profile, and then this one is settings. And then within settings, this is where you can create a new publication. So if all of this isn't making sense and you haven't got a publication, this is where you create your publication. And then it's going to show me my subscriptions. It's going to invite me here to turn on smart notifications. So that means that I can only read in the app. And so even though the language is super confusing, I promise if you have this top one ticked, you will only be receiving Substack emails in your app and on the Substack website, and they'll not be coming into your email inbox. So you can have different things toggled on here. You can set things up to be the way that you want it to be set up in terms of direct messages and chat, but I'm not going to go into all of that today. I just want to keep it really simple for you guys. But if you're looking for something that's to do with the way that you experience Substack, it's going to be in there. So just to show you again, profile picture, settings, that's going to be everything that you need to experience Substack and to create your publication. Dashboard and settings is going to be your dashboard here. So this is giving me a bit of an overview of what's been going on my publication for the last 30 days. You'll find that these numbers go up and down. So it's saying that I'm down 3 paid subscribers and that I'm up 92 free subscribers, which doesn't surprise me because I'm on a push for free subscribers at the moment and not on a push for paid. So it's just relating it to the 30 days before. So it hasn't really gone down. It's just that it's gone down compared to when it went up. So don't be too disheartened by these numbers at the top if they are looking great. It doesn't matter. And then it's telling you subscribers from the app. And then you've got your 30-day views and your open rate there as well. So once you have your overview of your publication, the next place that you need to know about is this settings page here. So within settings for your dashboard of your publication, this is where you can change everything that you need to change to do with your publication. So writer profiles over here and publisher publication dashboard is here. You can change the name and how it displays. So I described to you that I have a little logo that isn't a logo at all, because at the end of the day, what I'm doing here is personal memoir writing. So I don't need to have a logo for that. I'd rather invite people into a little bit of my world. So it's a bit of a kind of selfie for introverts. I just quite like it because it's a moment in my life that I'm inviting people to share in that's a bit more personal. And then the short description, I have a workshop with a brilliant copywriter on micro copy. So you can grab a copy of that. If you're in the membership, it's included. If not, it does sell separately on my website. Just give me a shout if you want that. But it's really helpful to be really clever and canny about what you put in that short description that invites people in. The default language is English. And then your categories here. This is important in as much as it is going to show you in a position in the explore page related to what category you choose as your primary category. So this is your primary category here, and this is your secondary category. So it all helps with Substack organizing who to show you to and where that should all be. But just so you know, that's what it is. So you can change these up, you know, you don't have to keep them. I could go ahead and put myself in health and wellness for a change. Why not? Sometimes it can feel hard to pigeonhole what it is we do. So it doesn't matter massively, but it'll matter as you're starting to build and starting to look for any sort of leaderboard position. So for example, Sparkle on Substack is top 10 on the leaderboard. And that felt really important to try and strive for and get, because I'm going to get more and more subscribers the higher I get up that leaderboard because of the visual position of that. Um, so then as we're scrolling down, if you want to turn on your paid subscriptions, what I would say is you want to be at around about 1,000 free subscribers because your conversion is only going to be between 1 and 10% on average. So rather than thinking you need to start from the off creating separate paid content for people, you can start to just build up and try and hit that 1,000 subscriber milestone, nurturing your audience along the way, learning Substack, and then you can turn paid on. That said, I turned paid on from the off. I had people support me from the off. We used to have lovely meetups around creativity. I really enjoyed the work. It took me about 6 months to feel that I was being properly paid for our work. So there's two different ways to look at it, but where Substack is right here and now in December 2024, while I'm recording this, I would say get to 1,000 first before you do paid. This is all integrated with Stripe, so you would just integrate that, and the process was really quite seamless for me to set that up, so it's quite easy to do. And then you've got your benefits for free subscribers and then your paid subscriber benefits there. And then that's really it. So it's that decision really as to whether you want paid turned on or not. In terms of the other things that you should know about Substack, so we've talked about you having your Substack website. You can also post into Notes, which is Substack's inbuilt social media feed. You can start chats with your subscribers, which is like a WhatsApp chat, but people need to be using the app or the desktop version. So I wouldn't advise doing that from the off until you know that you've got a lot of subscribers who are using the app or the desktop version of Substack. Easier to think about it like a mailing list or a blog or both. So if we go ahead and go to write a post, which let's face it, that's where we want to get to. So if we're going to do, actually, I'll just go back a step. So if you wanted to do an audio or a note into the Twitter sphere of Substack, then you can, and you can do your new chat thread there. But what we're doing is we're doing a text post. We can choose a section because I've got those set up. We can add a subtitle. We can start writing. We can put a quote in there. We've got subscribe buttons, which is good to put a subscribe button or two in every time. You can put a get the app button. So there's all sorts of different things, some bullet points. You can put images in. You can search for anything. This is just the Unsplash library. So it's really, really easy to find nice imagery to put within your Substack. I mean, I think it's brilliant if you can use some of your own photography. You know, we've all got access to brilliant cameras in our pockets with our phones these days. So if you have got a selection of photos you can use and make it more personal. If not, decide on your color palette and then just bring those colors in so it's all working together. So that's all done. We'll continue and then we'll say, okay, it's for everyone. We're not going to add any tags, but have got some tags set up there. Tags are not tags like they would be in any other place on the internet. So tags are a way to help organize your posts. See my other videos on those if you need to know about that. It's going to give us a social preview. It's going to ask us whether we want to send via email and the Substack app, whether we want to schedule it. So if we untick that box and press publish now, we're simply going to be publishing it as a blog. If we send it via email, it's going to go out to our subscribers. So whoever has signed up with their email address to our Substack, it's going to go out there. And then you can schedule it as well. So I like to look at the countries, the range of countries that my Substack is being read in, and then I decide on a publishing time that fits both with them and with me. I want to be around for comments. I want to make sure that the cadence works with everything else that I'm doing in my life and online during that week. So I have a bit of a think about that. You can schedule stuff up to 3 months in advance. So you've got that there. Okay, so we'll cancel that off. If there's anything else that you guys want to know, I have recorded tutorials on absolutely everything in the membership. So this was just really a whistle-stop tour to make sure that you understood that you had those two separate places. You write a profile or you create a profile if you like, and then your publication dashboard, and then everything else you will figure out as you go. But if you're looking for something specific, if you think that I can help you with that, then come over to the Sparkle on Substack membership. We meet twice a month. We have an A to Z of all of the tutorials. There's a thriving community that are all there to support and cheerlead you and your work. If you want to stay quite small and quite introverted and quite cozy as you're arriving to Substack and figure it all out, then you know that that's there for you in the future. future, that I'm here for you. And that's how I started. So I've grown my spaces to over 12,000 subscribers, which I know if you are comparing that to kind of the way things have been on social media, it can take people a long time to build a list of that size. And I've done that in two-ish years. So I'm incredibly proud of the work that I've done and how I understand the Substack platform. It's definitely one of my special interests. And it's been lovely to spend a bit of time with you today. I know that that was quite fast-paced, but hopefully it's given you some insight and some of the sophisticated nuance in terms of how much I understand the platform. And I'd be really pleased to help you further. Thanks, everyone.